Alliance was founded as an organization in 1991 to protect and restore the native biological diversity and habitats of the Sky Island region of the Southwest United States and Northwest Mexico.
Sky Island Alliance's mission is to protect and restore native habitats and native wildlife within our region. But we are also tasked with engaging the public and promoting the public appreciation of this region. So in Mexico, we are working with schools to bring them to the wild places, to bring them to the outdoors and connect them with the nature that they live in.
Sky Islands are mountains that are isolated by surrounding lowlands of a dramatically different environment. Mountainous islands surrounded by a sea of desert.
The area between the Sierra Madre Occidental in Mexico and the Mogollon Rim of Arizona is called the Madrean Archipelago. And archipelago sort of is, it's rhetoric that sort of gives you the idea of islands in a sea, and those islands are the Sky Island mountain ranges.
Unfortunately, this region is disappearing at an alarming rate. Development and agriculture are taking the place of the wild lands the jaguar calls home. Big cats need to roam in order to find water, food, and shelter, so long-term healthy populations can thrive. The key to preserving connected and continuous wildlife corridors is a deeper understanding of this relatively unstudied ecosystem. Sky Island Alliance's Madrean Archipelago Biodiversity Assessment, or MABA, is a visionary initiative to explore, document, and protect one of the world's premier biodiversity hotspots. Field scientists are sent to unstudied and understudied areas to document plant and animal species and note changes in the environment.
The project is important because it takes all that information and it applies it to conservation. We are, as a species, needing wild places to go. We are, as a human species, needing to have water for our own uses. We are, as a species, really dependent on this environment that we live in. And what the project does is it brings to light this amazing biodiversity within which we live and opportunities for people to engage in conservation of those wild places and those wild species, even if they never go out there themselves, but that their life and livelihood and health and safety and everything really depends on.
Sky Island Alliance works with local landowners in Mexico to protect and preserve land, and with the federal government in the U.S. to secure important land designations. Major findings from MABA so far include the discovery of 14 new species and many more species not known to live in Sonora and the U.S. In addition to scientific findings, the MABA team has engaged more than 100 secondary, high school, and university students through presentations, workshops, and field events.
This is how we do part of our education. We bring them out for them to experience on the ground their rivers, their deserts, their forests, and the species that live there. This is also a way to create what we call a land ethic, an ethic of conservation in which people move on from being afraid of the outdoors to being informed about the outdoors, to being connected to the outdoors, to know where their water and their air come from, to know what the resources are in this land. And so the education component of this project is very unique because we try to connect students and their teachers to their own lands in Sonora and in Chihuahua.
The first 3 years of this amazing project were fully funded by a French conservation foundation, but the grant has ended. GreaterGood.org believes in the work of the Sky Island Alliance and has taken over funding the Madrean Archipelago Biodiversity Assessment as a signature program. With your help, we hope to fully study this region and conserve lands necessary to the survival of hundreds of thousands of plant and animal species. Your support helps the preservation of these important lands to ensure animals like the jaguar can continue to live in their natural habitat in North America.
We have not been able to secure a long-term funding source, and so we are looking for other ways to support this project in the short term and in the long term to ensure that this important work continues.
Thank you, GreaterGood.org. We appreciate it.
Thank you, GreaterGood.org.
Thank you, GreaterGood.org. 100% of your contributions will help us support the MABA project. Muchas gracias, GreaterGood.org.